Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Henry Gowett, and welcome to Bring On the Entertainment. I have with me a kind of a close friend. She's from high school, but she's in LA, UCLA.
USC.
Lana, how you doing,
Yeah.
Lana?
Hey,
I
I'm
hope I
good.
got your name right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
you did, you
that's
did.
great. That's
But,
nice.
I actually go to USC, not UCLA, but yeah,
Oh, dang. I'm so
that's
sorry.
me. You're good.
Dang. Off to a great start. Yeah. So, getting into it, I saw you did like a feature already. Was it a short, right? I mean, I did see it a couple
Mhm.
months back. It was about the Vietnam War, right? Great movie, by the way. It was pretty
Thank
good.
you. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
short film, 5 minutes. I wrote and directed it. It was kind of, based on, like, my parents' experience as war refugees. So yeah, it was kinda like after Vietnam War, but, like, about the war. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a lot there. So, as I said, you were in LA. You're in the movie capital of basically the world, I think. So, like, what is it like down there? I'm guessing it's pretty chaotic and stuff like that, but it's also like
Mhm.
the fun chaotic where it's like, ooh, like this day is full of opportunity, or it's something like that.
Yeah, I would say being in college and still being young, it's more of like the
Yeah.
fun, exciting, part of LA.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll get much harder later when I'm like on my own. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's super fun. Movie-wise, there's just so many theaters and, big ones, small ones playing all kinds of stuff. So it's definitely like
Yeah.
a great film culture to be in. Um, and just as a city, there's like always so much to do, so it's super fun.
God, just you mentioning that just makes me geek out a lot. Here I am still in Washington with like my roommate buddies and just Netflix. It's like I watch
I mean,
Netflix here, guys.
Netflix
Yeah.
has like everything. That's totally fine, but
Yeah.
like I would say even try to get like an internship for the summer in LA. Not this year, of course, but like a summer is like totally enough.
Yeah. But it's not as cool as like saying, "Oh man, I went down to the Chinese theater, man." Psych. It's like, "Oh, I just watched something on Netflix or HBO Max or Disney Plus if you're that kind of guy," which I am. So, but yeah, anyway, which films do you think have inspired you to become a filmmaker? Like, I'm just curious about that. Like, you know,
Mhm.
yeah,
It's strange because I feel like there are a lot of people who, when they, like, answer this question, they have, like, a very specific set of movies, and they're all, like, stylistically the same or, like, genre and everything. For me, it's, like, a
yeah,
lot of different things. I know when we were at ICS and I took film studies, I watched Bicycle Thieves, and I loved that film. That
nice.
something about, like, it being so simple, but, like, profound, maybe that's what I like about it.
Yeah,
Um, but some other films, I mean, I like a lot of films with, like, kids as protagonists.
that's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I would say, like, Beast of the Southern Wild is a great
Yeah.
movie, and honestly, like, Hugo, I
Oh
remember
yeah, that
loving
Martin
that movie.
Scorsese movie that nobody
Yeah.
like really forgot about.
Yeah, it's, like, not one of his serious drama films, but
Yeah,
I guess, like, a lot of those movies when you watch as a kid kinda, like, inspired me to become a filmmaker.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know,
yeah.
it's kind of all over the
Uh,
place.
can I like tell you like a deep dark secret? Like I keep this like very locked
Go
and
for
caged
it.
till now. I'm not the biggest fan of Scorsese films. Like I try to be, but just they're not for me. That's my personal taste. I'm more of like
Mhm.
a Nolan, Tarantino, Spielberg type of guy. I'm like
Oh,
more
I
into the
love
mainstream stuff.
yeah. No,
But
I
that's just
totally
me.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't seen Irishman, and I don't really for me, I don't really have a huge want to, so I kind of
Yeah.
feel you on that, but I do like Shutter Island.
Oh yeah, that was the Leonardo DiCaprio like Leonardo DiCaprio's been in so many bloody movies. Like all of my like favorite movies have him in it. Like okay, there actually is one Martin Scorsese movie I do love, and that's Wolf of Wall Street. That to me just
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like Scorsese, like just like melding Tarantino in this like ball of
Oh, for
craziness, and
sure.
it was pretty great. That was a great movie. So yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. So like, I kind of agree with you on a lot of this because like it's very hard for me because like I mean as a I wasn't really like a cinephile until a couple years ago. Like I was more into
Mhm,
the pop culture stuff. So like I mean, if whenever like people like and tell me like what movies inspired me, I say like the Avengers, and people just kind of look at me like, "What is this weirdo doing? Like, is this one of those like weeaboos trying to like become a film director?" So it's like I mean, but that's like my like honesty there. I don't know. I mean, I know people that work in those studios, and they're actually really nice. Like personally, just from who I met there, it was kind of fun. So yeah, I mean, it's the big blockbusters are kind of my thing, and also
mhm.
small indie stuff like the Sadafi brothers, like those guys. Those were like a big inspiration for me, especially Good Time. Just
Oh,
Robert
yeah, oh my
Pattinson,
god.
cool, and Uncut
It's
Gems,
yeah.
great movie.
Oh, Uncut Gems, oh my gosh, he was snubbed. But to your point about, like, blockbusters, I mean, I agree with you. I rewatched Endgame a few days ago,
Yeah,
and, like, I mean, that's my, like, favorite, best movie experience ever, and I think it's,
yeah,
like, an amazing movie. So, it
yeah.
is kind of annoying when people are like, "Oh, but it's like a superhero movie." Like, it's a really good movie.
It's like
So
so annoying. It's just like, oh man, if they put these like weird like walls, it's like they're all movies. Like everything has like a purpose, even if you don't like it. Like I mean, again, I don't like Martin Scorsese movies, but I still have like a lot of respect for like him because again, I mean, even if you don't like something, it doesn't mean it doesn't have an impact. That's just
yeah.
me, and I kind of just get I kind of cringe at like film Twitter, like oh my god, just
Mhm.
like especially Facebook. Like Twitter, at least you get to have like a limit of words, but Facebook, you get these like weird long like essays of a post, and it's just like it takes forever to read. It's like Jesus Christ, get to the point. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, that's just my thing about it. So, have you watched anything as of late? Like, because I have a couple of things I've watched. You know,
Um
like
I don't know. It's been weird in quarantine because, like, I have all these movies
yeah,
on my list, but, like, I have, like, a weird anxiety with, like, just sitting down and watching something serious. So I've been, like,
yeah,
watching a lot more, like, TV shows and stuff and rewatching,
yeah,
like, old movies. So I, like, rewatched the Narnia movies, stuff like that.
yeah.
Um,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I don't the last new movie I saw was Onward, and
Oh my god,
I
that
I
movie's so
honestly
good.
I love that movie so much. I've watched it, like, 3 times by now. But, yeah, not much. What about you?
Okay, so I've watched Onward. That was a great. I love that movie. Like Tom Holland to me is like just he's like so adorable. Like even like if he's in a bad movie like Doctor Dolittle, even he you just go like, oh, that guy's cute, right? He's just like the sidekick of like everybody. He's Spider Man. He's basically like Iron Man's sidekick. He's the dog in Doolittle, and now he's like the sidekick to Chris Pratt's character. Like he's just adorable to watch. I love him. I
Yeah, good
saw The Way
casting.
Back, really great movie. That
Oh,
was pretty good.
yeah, yeah.
Ben Affleck. Yeah, it's like I was like kind of shocked about it because again, like Gavin O'Connor's film track record for me hasn't been that great. Like he did The Accountant, which I was kind of confused by, but this movie was pretty good. It was about Ben Affleck. Well, it's pretty much like a personal story about alcoholism because Ben Affleck has like a history of that, like in his thing, and it just felt like he was like
Mhm.
really like just taking it in and just putting it on screen. And I love that. It was just so personal to him, and it felt like a real story from a actor, and I like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. I was interested in that movie. I kinda forgot about it, but I'm glad that
Yeah,
you're mentioning it.
yeah. It's like $20 on demand. So I'm like, I was just like,
Oh my
well, I got nothing else to do. $20.
yeah.
Here we go. But yeah, that was crazy. And also I watched like a bunch of like trash action movies. Like I did see Six Underground. Just oh
Oh,
my god,
yeah.
that like the first like the thing about that movie was that the first like 15 minutes of it is like awesome. Just pure Michael Bay spectacle, just going around in Rome. And I actually think like me and Mr. Plank were like in Rome during the time, so we maybe like missed the filming there. But they were just true destruction there. Like a car just flips over and just a bunch of like bodies fall everywhere. And I mean, it was great, but I think the weird thing about it is that the main drawback is Ryan Reynolds because the thing about Michael Bay is that he needs a cast of characters that are like are invested in this world. And with Ryan Reynolds, I mean, I like him as an actor, but the past 4 years he's just become Deadpool. So it's just like even if he's great in a movie, like it kind of like
Mhm.
ruins the textual stuff about the film. Like he just feels like a visitor of the world instead of somebody that's actually like the main focus of it. It just I don't know. That was just
Yeah,
me.
that's a good way to put it, actually. I liked him
Yeah.
in Detective Pikachu, but yeah, the entire time you're just like, "Oh, it's Deadpool."
It's Deadpool. It's basically Deadpool. Not to say that Detective Pikachu is a bad movie. It's just I don't know. I feel like if it was somebody else, would it have been like more invested in the thing? Because I think Ryan Reynolds carries a movie. Like he's sort of like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Like
Mhm.
if you see a Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie, you're gonna know what you're gonna get. Like that movie he was in, the trailer for Jungle Cruise. Just that's the
Oh,
most
yeah.
meta thing there. And it's kind of ironic because wasn't he like in this movie called Pain and Gain where like um excuse me, where like Dwayne The Rock Johnson gave his best performance. He was just like a true homage of like American idiocy. Like he's so good in that movie. Like just
I haven't
dang, like
seen
especially
it.
like breaks into the house. It's funny. Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, and also saw Extraction, which was pretty good. It doesn't have like a great story, but you know it's Chris Hemsworth just beating people up like in the streets. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty much all I've seen. Yeah. So, like, what TV shows have you watched? I mean, like, stuff like that, and
Oh my gosh. Well, right now I'm kind of just watching, like, guilty pleasures. So, like, I'm
no, no worries.
rewatching,
I don't
like,
judge.
The Office, Gossip Girl, and stuff. But if I were to give, like, a legit TV rec, I would say, um, When They See Us? That's what it's
Yeah.
yeah, When They See Us, the, like, Ava DuVernay, show on Netflix is
Yeah.
phenomenal. That's, like, honestly, like, one of the best things I saw last year. And then the year before that, I would say, like, Haunting of Hill House is
Oh
amazing.
yeah,
So good,
that's
so
pretty cool.
good.
Oh, speaking of The Office, did you see the trailer for the creator of Office is making this new series with Steve Carell called Space Force? What did you think of that? Did you see the trailer for
Oh,
that yet?
wait, I think I saw the teaser. Is there, like, a new
It was
trailer?
a teaser,
A
yeah, it was
longer
like
one?
on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Oh, I haven't seen
What
it.
did you think of it? I mean, if you saw it,
I
I
have
kind
not
of have a
seen
couple.
the actual trailer, so,
You
yeah, I
know,
don't
I'm
know.
gonna
I
be
don't
honest with
remember the
you.
teaser.
It's alright, no worries. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you, I'm kinda disappointed by it because part of what makes Parks and Rec and The Office so good is that it's so deadpan, right? It's lack of effort, like, with effort in it. It's, like, just so
Yeah.
not trying too hard, and with Space Force, it's like, "My god, this is trying so hard to be funny," and it just
Mm,
to me, it doesn't work that well, but I don't know, maybe if I see the first episode, it will be better, but I don't know, just me personally, it just doesn't look as good at those, but I could be wrong, it's just a trailer.
mhm.
Yeah, moving on here. So, like, do you
Interesting.
have any other projects in the works that you're excited to dig your teeth into? You
Yeah,
know?
so, next semester so basically, USC for, like, your capstone project, they produce 4 thesis films, and I got the chance to basically be chosen as a director for one of them, so that's what
Oh,
we've been
nice.
working on thanks, for next semester. It's like a 12-minute short, and right now we're going through, like, rewrites and crewing up, and we don't really know what's gonna happen because of COVID, but we're, like, going forward with it anyway, so we'll see what happens, but that's kind of what I'm gonna be doing for the rest
But
of
that
the
must feel,
year.
like, really good because you know, like, that's, like, very hard to do, like, be picked as a director. I mean, people I know from there, like, it's always kind of a close call to get that. But that
Oh,
you should
yeah,
feel,
I
like,
think
really good about that, and that's really nice that people should have, like, you have, like, a gift and you can do it.
Thank you, yeah, I
That's
didn't
pretty
expect it at
cool.
all, so
You just there you go. So yeah, do you have any details on it? I mean, if anybody you wanna is there a sneak peek
yeah,
coming soon, or
sure.
what is it
So
about
it's
exactly?
set in a futuristic world, and it's about a little girl named Meep who doesn't have any friends. So she has these like bionic glasses in which she like can see imaginary friends through them. But Meep is kind of weird, so her imaginary friends are monsters. So it's kind of about how this little girl with monster friends learns to, like, grow up and, like yeah, it's kind of coming of age, but, like, with a sci-fi, maybe even horror element. Um,
That actually sounds
yeah.
pretty cool. It sounds like a mesh between, When a Monster Calls, the J.A. Bayona film, and, that, Paranorman movie. That actually sounds pretty
Hmm.
cool. Like, you could, like, mesh it up there. Is it like a live action film or an animation one? It could go
It's
either
gonna
way.
be, live action, so we're, like, gonna have to figure out, like, prosthetics and stuff for the monsters, but, yeah, those are definitely 2 films which are good references for, like, what we're going for.
That's pretty good. That sounds pretty cool. So, well, not to like be self promotional, but here I'm gonna be self promotional. So I got a couple here as well. I have like three music videos I was supposed to do like in July, and
Oh,
it I
wow.
mean I started doing them like I started my first one back in December and stuff like that. And I also sold this screenplay called The Cinephile. It was kind of based on like something in high school, like this crush I had. So like there's this girl I know, not trying to copy or anything. So there's this girl who's like kind of scared to ask this boy out. So she like makes this whole movie project to like ask him out, but they sort of
Mhm.
grow from there. It's kind of funny. It's like the 40-year-old version, but the high school version of it. It's kind of funny. And it's just
That's
like
cool.
weird referentials there. And there's like funny cinema nods, like, there's, like I think there's, like, a 30s dance number in between one of them. It was a really fun script to write, and there's also this other one called Road to LA. I know there's, like, a theme in all of these, where, like, there's this band, it's a road trip movie, they're getting to LA, and then they sort of fight along the way, and when they get there, they realize, they've split apart, and they kinda go their separate ways, you know? It's
Those are
all just
cool.
yeah,
Are they, like,
definitely.
feature-length scripts, or are they, like,
Yeah,
short film?
feature lengths. I there was also another short I'm actually editing right now called Mr. Gold. It's a it's sort of like a referendum on like reboot culture. It's like a bunch of shorts with like this one character being constant in all of them. It's really funny. I know like a lot of people would say, I don't get this script. It's just too weird. And but like once you see it in context, it kind of works very well. So yeah, I mean, whether these all will get made, I'm not sure because I don't have like a lot of credentials. I just have like videos. So I don't know. It depends.
Mhm. Well, that's cool. I'm excited to see what comes of it, and if you need any help, just, like, reach out, let me know.
Nice, cool. Hey, by the way, didn't you like have like a Universal internship, right? I mean, not Universal, like
Oh,
Legendary. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, I interned at Legendary last summer in their TV development, um,
Yeah.
what's the word? Section? I don't know, department.
Department.
So, yeah, they don't have a lot of TV shows, actually. They, like, kinda just started a few
Yeah.
years ago, but it was
Yeah.
cool to be at, like, a big company, definitely got some, like, insider secrets on, like, the movies and TV stuff they're doing, and yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I would say that was pretty cool, but I would say it's also kind of awkward because that was the same year, like, Godzilla: King of Monsters come out and it just
Oh, yeah, it was. It
I mean
was, I
nothing
actually
wrong
didn't
with
even
it, I
see
mean, it
it.
was a great movie. It's a good movie, just people, like, didn't see it and, no not to spill spoilers anywhere, not to, like, spoil anything, but, so did you get, like, a lot of experience there, a lot of good people there? I'm guessing they were
Mhm.
because,
Yeah, there were, like I don't know how many interns there were, maybe like 20, 25, and everyone was super
dang,
nice and yeah, it was
that's
cool. They
cool.
had like screenings and stuff for like Godzilla and like Pikachu. Um yeah, I mean it was a really good experience. I was working full time, so it was tiring, but it was definitely worth it.
God, I would totally
Oh,
give anything to, like, work for Disney. Just
wait,
I don't
okay,
know.
okay, wait, I gotta like tell you this because like the coolest thing that happened is which makes this entire thing worth it is like my favorite director is Taika Waititi.
Oh,
And
oh my god, I love him too. He's
yeah,
really
I
awesome.
think it's definitely been announced by now, but, like, basically he was doing a TV show with Legendary, and
Yeah.
that was cool for me because I was like, "Oh, like, I gotta, like, help research for, like, his, like, pitches and stuff," but he actually came in the office one day, so I, like, got to see him, and he worked, like, right across from my desk, and that's just,
Oh,
like, the coolest thing that's happened to me.
that's like peak coolness there, like, oh my gosh,
It
that's
was
like
so
me
cool, it
going
was so cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I did meet Tarantino, like, on a boat one time, like,
Really?
did I tell you about that? He was on a cruise ship, and, like, he was, like, sitting there, and I was like, "Oh god."
Oh
So
my
I was,
gosh,
like, super
that's so
nervous, and
awful.
like, so I made this, like, weird elaborate plan to, like, accidentally bump into him by accident, it's like and it kind of worked. We just talked
Wow,
for, like, 15 minutes, a solid 15 minutes, it was
really?
kinda funny. Yeah.
What did you talk about?
Uh, we talked about, like it was pretty much a bunch of self-indulgent stuff. It's like, "Oh, man, I love your
Mhm.
work," and stuff like that, because that's how you, like, tag them in, because if you make people talk about themselves, like, they'll be more interested in talking about you. So it's just
Right.
sort of, like, with that there, and then, like, then I talked to him about, like, a bunch of scripts I was working on, he said, "Oh, that's cute." So,
That's so cool.
yeah. By cute, he probably means, it's cute, but it probably won't ever get made. So it was just I mean, even if that was there,
No.
it was still kinda cool there. The guy was, a little he was a little out there, but, I mean, it's Tarantino. Like, this guy is famous for having, like, a weird foot fetish in all of his movies. Like, I did
Yeah,
go back and watch, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's like, is he parodying his, like because, like, there's, like, around
there's a
30,000,000
lot.
shots of feets in there. Like, just even, like, the first scene alone has, like, Brad Pitt's feet, Leo's feet, Sharon Tate's feet, just they're everywhere. But yeah, I still
Yeah,
love that movie. That was probably my favorite movie of last year. Yeah, that was
that's
a
so
good one.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, what did you think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Did you like that movie, or was it just not your cup of tea? Because it's very divisive.
Yeah, I hate to say it because you just said it was one of your favorite films of the year,
It's
but
alright, don't
for
worry about it. It's totally
for s
okay.
okay, for some reason, I just did not like it at all, and I don't know, I don't even remember why, like, if I try to remember and get into it, I'm sure, like, I don't know why, it just, like, irritated me, like, I just wasn't a fan,
Yeah,
but I know people who
yeah,
love it, and that's totally,
yeah,
fine.
yeah. It's kind of weird though, because like a good chunk of the movie is just people driving with, like, blaring music sounds in the middle. So I could understand why people don't like it. It's just it's very, like I I think part of the reason why people don't like it is because it's such a movie made for people who love movies, and he has, like, so many
Mhm.
references in there. Like, there's one to Inglourious Bastards with the Western set, the Nazi video with, like, Leonard like, that whole thing was pretty awesome. Just him, like, "Anybody order fried sauerkraut?" Cool, just it was Tarantino being Tarantinoist, like, of all this was the end game for Tarantino, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it felt like a perfect conclusion to his last film. Like, if that was his last film, I would have been, like, super happy. But, unfortunately, he's making a 10th film, and I'm just like, how can you top it higher, man? Just I don't know. Maybe Kill Bill
Yeah.
3, but it's like, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
totally
that's
get why I get why people love it, so
yeah, that was something there. What did you see? Okay, I'll probably ask one more. Did you see another movie last year called Booksmart? Like,
oh my god, best movie of that year. Like,
that's a
honestly,
great movie.
such an amazing movie, like, I wish it had done better, like, it's
Yeah,
so sad that, like, people just didn't go see it, but that's, like,
yeah.
honestly, like, an incredible movie.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that, like, two of my favorite movies of the last year were, like, up against Disney movies. Like, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Lion King, Booksmart, Aladdin. Just, oof, dang. That's just
Yeah,
the mouth coming for you. Anyway, like, the thing about the movie that's so, like, smart is that it has, for all intents and purposes, it should be, like, completely stale on paper, but, like, the fact that, like, Olivia Wilde's directing is just so fresh and new, and, like, the 2
yeah,
leads are just so, like, in it, just dang, it's really good.
so good, so
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
it's
there's
pretty good.
so many good things about that movie, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was a great one. Oh, and one more thing before we get into the Corona stuff, I did, like, do, like, a film dive into Robert Zemeckis's filmography, because I watched this
Mm,
Patrick Williams video on Robert Zemeckis and his wonderful toys, which is a great video, by the way, just great dive into all of his, and so I kind of, like, took a deep dive in all of his movies, and man, like, that dude has, like, a weird obsession with, like, filmmaking toys. Like, if you, like, look at, like, Back to the Future Part 2, Forrest Gump, Roger Rabbit, like, and hell, even those, like, weird clay people movies, like, like from the Polar Express, stuff like that. It's like always so
Mhm.
weird that he has like those like weird things. He's sort of like James Cameron before James Cameron, and he's like a mix between Chris Columbus as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was just strange. And like then I heard that he was making a Pinocchio movie, so it's like, dang, this is like the culmination of Robert Zemeckis. Not Welcome to Marlin, but it's just yeah,
Yeah, oh, that's
I
interesting. I didn't know he was making Pinocchio, but that makes sense.
yeah.
I've been trying to rewatch Back to the Future, so that's super
Yeah,
fun.
it's very something. It's not to say like a lot of his movies are bad. It's just kind of interesting. Like I
Mhm.
think North and the Polar Express can be like kind of nauseating to watch. Like especially on a big screen because like there's like so much weird shots. Like that one ice scene on the when the trains like that one shot where
Yeah,
the
yeah.
train's like on the earth and it's just like chugging along. That was like a really good shot. Just ooh gosh, it just I don't know. Some of the movement just felt kind of like woo. The train thing. I don't know. But
That's
yeah, that
funny.
was something there. But yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about the Corona movie schedule. I think here. So I believe the first movie to come out is this. I think it's this. What is his name here? Russell Crowe movie called Rage.
Oh,
I think nobody's probably gonna go see
interesting.
it, which sucks because like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a good movie. But I think the first real movie coming out will be Tenet, and
Oh
even
my
Warner
god.
Brothers. I think
Is
it's
it still
still.
coming out? Like, did they
I
not
don't know.
confirm
Like
it yet?
I
I'm so
heard from
excited for
like
that
one.
movie.
Yeah, I heard like one person from Warner Brothers. Like they're like still discussing whether it is or not. I mean, just I don't know. I would really like it to be the first one because I'm nothing against like Mulan or like Wonder Woman, but I feel like an auteur filmmaker like Christopher Nolan just opening up the theaters is just so.
Yes.
I just love that idea. Just give me that, please. Give me, please. And I heard he's like fighting very hard for that release date. So, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think they should keep that
Interesting.
release date, July 17th?
I don't know. Okay, Tenet is, like, my most anticipated movie of the year, so I, like, wanna
Yeah,
see it, but I don't know because I know LA just announced they're basically, like, extending their, lockdown, stay-at-home order
yeah,
till August. So that means that
damn,
theaters aren't gonna be open. So, and I
damn,
don't know about, like, New York or, like, some of the bigger cities, so I don't know, I'd be willing to wait longer because, like, it makes me
yeah,
sad, like, Onward came out right at the end, and I
yeah,
feel like people didn't get to go see that in theaters, so
yeah.
I don't
It
know.
just
What
got
how
dumped
do
on
you
Disney
feel about
Plus.
it? Yeah.
Well, I feel like, I mean, as a film fanatic, I totally wanted to because again, like he started off with Inception. Like it's kind of crazy because like that date is like the day after like the 10-year anniversary of Inception. So it's just like it's perfect, but at the same time, I don't want people to like risk their lives over a movie. So I'm like kind of torn
Mhm.
because it's just there's artistic like poeticry about it, but there's also like this health crisis thing. So I'm just sort of like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle, but yeah. But hey, apparently Disney's still doing that Mulan thing, like July 24th.
Really?
I yeah,
Interesting.
and stuff like that. It is kind of strange though. There actually was this like one argument for it was that if Tenet were like the first movie out, if they pushed it up a week, they would be the only movie playing like in all theaters. So they would have like a monopoly of like so even if like movie theaters were at 50
Oh.
capacity, they would still be able to make a pretty good profit off of it. I mean, not to say they make money there, but just that alone is like a pretty good argument. If they just like bumped up the release date like a couple weeks, like maybe like to like July 5th or something. Whether I'm bad at dates here, but if they did that, they could just like make more money and just keep it coming while like still keeping safety precautions. Because I mean,
Mhm.
somebody that works at like retail, like people at retail and movie theaters aren't stupid. I'm pretty sure like they'll care about their customers and stuff like that. But it's just still I get the safety arguments for it and that. I'm more curious about like December though because like that was gonna be up for Dune,
Oh
but
my
just now
god, dude, that was legendary, so
yeah. Hey, was there any talk about that there? Like not if you can say anything. If you can't say anything, I don't want to ruin your career.
No, I mean, it was last summer I was there, and so I don't know what's going on now or what they were thinking, but I know that they're in, like, post-production, and
Nice.
I don't know if, like yeah, it's pretty cool. One of my friends, like, interned in post, so she's actually seen, like, dailies and stuff for the movie, which is super cool, but I don't think they're finished, and I don't know if, like, they're able to,
Yeah.
like, do, like, post stuff from home, so I don't know, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know because like I is somebody that like I mean because I don't know I feel like Dune would make be like a perfect December movie because it's like a
Yeah,
sci-fi
yeah.
film. It's like a big movie. I don't know. It just there's something that just rings true to it. I think there's a reason why Star Wars did so well because anybody can go to it. Now Dune's not exactly like that. I mean, it's more of like a auteur type of filmmaking, but I think it's still in the same genre of that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like in this weird place where it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel that,
yeah,
and I don't know if you remember Animal from
yeah.
ICS, but he and I we, like, dated at the end of ICS, and we're still together, and it's funny
Oh
because
yeah,
he's,
dude.
like he's really into film too, and, like, he keeps talking about the same things where it's like, "Oh, this health crisis," but, like, Tenet is, like, the July thing for, like, Nolan is, like, his thing, it's, like, perfect, and, like, Dune has to be a December movie, and, like, it's
Yeah.
yeah, I
Is that
kinda I'm not sure.
isn't that the dude with the, like, cool wavy black hair? Because like, I love that guy, but I think that guy doesn't really like me that much. It's kinda funny.
Oh. Yes,
Like,
yes,
whenever
the
I
guy
talk
who
to him, he's
totally
like,
does
"Hey,
that.
what's up, man?" He's like, "Oh god." It's just
No,
funny. But
I'm sure that
yeah.
isn't true, but yeah, yeah, that is him
I'm
with
just
the
joking, no
wavy
worries. I
black
don't know, I have
hair.
no idea.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
Dune another cool thing is because when I was at Legendary on my floor, basically when Dune started post-production, they, like, moved into that floor. So,
Mhm.
I always pronounce his name wrong, but, like, Denis Villeneuve,
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve, yeah, when
Villeneuve.
he came into the office, I, like, held the door open for him, and he said, "Thank you." So that was also
Wow, that's
cool.
pretty cool. I didn't even know, like, he was, like, super French. I thought he had, like, an American accent, but when I see him interviewed, it's like, "Oh, cool, that's something." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Speaking of, like, mispronunciations of, things, so, like, I had this buddy of mine who just he would always, like, mispronounce, like, Martin Scorsese. He would say Martin Scorsese. The
Oh,
Scorsese
man.
movies. You like them Scorsese movies? No, Scorsese? No, it's Scorsese. It was so funny. And he also mispronounced Spielberg.
Okay,
Spielberg.
that one's worse than the Scorsese one.
Yeah, it's like Spielberg. It's like that sounds like a really bad porno. Like just ew, gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. But the movies that are gonna be pushed back to that date are Free Guy, which looks
Oh, right,
like
okay.
I hope it's good, but just the director, Sean Levy, I mean, he seems like a really nice guy, but I'm just not a fan of his movies. He like did Night at the Museum, which I thought the first one was
Oh.
okay, but the last two were just kind of eh. And he also did that like really dreadful Pink Panther remake, so it's
Mhm.
just kind of there. But he did do Real Steel though, which was like such an underrated movie that
I do like
is
Real Steel.
it's like I don't know, like not a lot of people forget, like, talk about it. And it's like one of the rare Hugh Jackman movies where he's not playing Wolverine. He does a really good job in it. It's just I don't know, but I'm trying to look up some other movies he's done because like he's done like a lot of stuff. Like he's produced Stranger Things. He's done a lot of
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
He did he speaking of Denis Villeneuve, he produced Arrival, which is like shocking. Yeah, he has so much stuff. Just dang, like he's like I'm guessing he's more of a producer type of guy than a director. That's why he's probably hasn't directed a movie since I believe 2013. That's
Mhm.
the last or 2014, but that's just me here. And Top Gun Maverick, which could go either way. It could be like sort of a fun nostalgia trip or just Independence Day resurgence where just all the life is just sucked out of it and it's just a soulless cash grab. I mean, it could be
Yeah,
anything. It could be good.
yeah.
It could be bad. Yeah, and I think there was something else there. Oh, speaking of Spielberg, West Side Story, which looks pretty good, and The Last Duel with Ridley Scott. So all of those movies, I don't know, just it's something. I'll go see all of them, but
Yeah,
I'm just it's weird. Like if like people will go out and see those ones by December, I'm pretty sure they will, but that's just me.
I
And
hope
also,
so. I mean,
yeah,
those seem like movies that actually I feel like a lot of
what?
people would see. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know, like Top Gun, I can see a lot of like older people or for the nostalgia coming in, Spielberg. We'll see.
yeah. Yeah, I'm like kind of like intrigued by West Side Story because he's done Ready Player One, which is a movie that I'm fascinated by because it's such a meta commentary on Spielberg's career of the creation of the blockbuster. I think he did
Yeah.
that movie to be sort of like an epilogue to his whole career, and now he's just making like a famous movie. It's just I know what Spielberg's trying to tell us. It's something there. Ridley Scott. He's an alright director, like, he's done made classics like Aliens and Blade Runner, but I feel like, as of late, he's not made the best movies like, The Counselor, which was just not very good. Alien Covenant was alright, like, I was intrigued by, like, the David stuff, like, man, Michael Fassbender would be great in a Rocky Horror Picture Show remake. He would just be perfect for that. And they're probably making it someday. I don't know, but yeah, it was kind of weird. Like I don't know, just and it's like it stars Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, so it's sort of that. There, I don't know. Maybe
Mhm.
maybe it could be good. I just have to see a trailer first, which we'll probably not see for a while. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hope things open by then. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, like with Dune, they're still like releasing the new photos and stuff, so I feel like they're still planning on releasing it
yeah.
in
God,
December.
I really hope they do because I just that looks so good. Just it looks
Yeah.
so it looks like a new sci-fi film that's not gonna stir up a bunch of BS controversy online. Just like, oh, man, I mean, I love
Yeah.
Star Wars, but just talking about it on the internet is just like a pain in the neck. Just oh my gosh, I cannot have the same conversation about Ray like every 5 months. It's just I want something new. But yeah,
Yeah.
and speaking of delays, apparently there's this like weird rumor about Robert Pattinson, like in the Batman. He's not working out for some reason. It's like, why is everybody making such a big deal out of it? It's just, I mean,
Oh
most of the
yeah,
fight
what
scenes are going
what
to be
is
like,
yeah, what's going on? I keep seeing headlines, but like I haven't read anything.
yeah. So
I
like,
don't know.
apparently it was from this like weird GQ article where he was talking about quarantine stuff and like there was like this like most of it was like comedic, and so like there's this one part where he said, "Oh, I made like macaroni and cheese with like slices of Velveeta and tin foil and put it in the microwave." And it's just like that's like the most celebrity thing to do is just make that there. And then he like goes off on this weird tangent saying, "Oh man, my trainer tells me to work out, but I thought, nah, I don't want to do it." So and then like the whole internet just like freaked the hell out. Like, do you know John Campia?
Mhm.
Dude, oh my gosh, he, like, got so angry. It was
Really?
like, "Whoa, John." Yeah, like, he made this, like, 30-minute rant about how, like, he was disrespecting the character, which is kind of
But they're
weird for
not
John
that's
Campea. Oh,
yeah, that's
sorry.
interesting. No, 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 you're good. Keep going.
Yeah, because like, he was like, because like, John Campea is people try to, like, paint him as this, like, weird flip-flopper, but he's, like, the most vanilla, like, I mean, he's taken some bad takes, but hey, we've all done some bad takes, just like this podcast, right? Anyway, not to be self-referential there, but I don't know. It felt kind of like out of character for John. Even like Robert Abramovich was just looking at him was like, dude, you got to chill, man. It's just I don't know. It was weird to
That's
me at
so
least.
interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not
yeah,
filming right now. I feel like who
yeah.
cares? Like
It's like who
it's a
cares? It's like
pandemic. Like let him rest. Like it's
yeah, let
okay.
him rest. It's like I think like everybody thinks of celebrities as these like mortal gods that can do no wrong, and if they do something bad, like there's like this giant magnifier glass, but it's like, dude, they're just people, man. They're just
Yeah,
people.
that's
You don't
so
have to like you don't have to
interesting.
be like oh sorry, you wanna go with something?
No, I'm just saying that's so
Yeah.
interesting.
Do
I
you have
didn't
any thoughts on
know.
that?
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't really understand why people would be upset because, like, I don't know, it's like a pandemic. Like everyone's stressed out. Like you can't be expected to, like, even, like, do the same amount of work that you're I don't know, I just feel like, let him rest. Like, he's not
You
filming right
think? Yeah.
now. Yeah, like, when they have to start up again, he'll have to, like, get into the regimen, but, like, he doesn't have to do that right now.
Yeah. You know what is, kind of weird though? It's just like, I mean, and plus I kind of can see like a narrative perspective, like why he's not working out because again, like the whole Batman story is about him becoming Batman again, which ugh, another origin story. But I don't know. I feel like this time it's sort of him becoming Batman, and like I could see like him not working out like as like a funny story element where he's just like this dipshit, like rich dipshit, just going around this like atrocious bat suit, just failing at being Batman. That it's kind of like a Batman comedy, right? Just
Mhm.
they'll be yoink, whoa, I'm Batman. Okay, probably people won't want that, but still, I could see it kind of like working there because it's supposed to be a second year of being Batman. I know way too much of this. I need a life. Sorry. Anyway,
No, no,
cool.
I that's interesting. I mean, I'm excited for him to be Batman, actually. I feel like he's, like, proving his worth as, like, a really, like,
Yeah.
good serious actor, and I think he'd do a good job.
Yeah, people like who say, "Oh man, he sucks. He was only in the Twilight movies." Like clearly have not seen movies like Lighthouse, which is really disturbing, like, especially the last scene, Good Time, as we discussed before.
Mhm.
Life, I liked him in Life, but I didn't like the movie. It was sorta just a little pretentious to me personally, but yeah, he's a great actor. I think he's gonna do fine. I'm really I have a feeling he's gonna be the villain in Tenet. He's just gonna, like, portray George David Washington's character, but yeah, I don't know, he just I just gotta see Tenet to see like his like oh big
Yeah.
blockbuster guy. Let's see if he can actually like hold his own there because you know I said the same things about excuse me Henry Cavill before Man of Steel, and like I said, oh this guy's a great actor, and when he was in like a big blockbuster, he just couldn't hold himself.
Mhm.
Eventually, he got to do better at it, but just you know like I don't know, I just got to see him in a bigger movie before like the bigger movie. It sounds pretentious, but it's just you know
No,
fool
I
me once.
feel.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? But
Mhm.
yeah, something like that. And also, New Mutants has a new release date. Like that movie has been in like production hell. Like I would be fascinated to like see like what Fox was like before like right after the Disney buyout because there's like remember that like whole thing back in April of 2019 where just all of these projects just got yanked from like under Fox's thing, like right after they
Mhm.
got purchased by Disney, which you
Mhm.
know was bound to happen eventually because nobody wants to go see Fox movies other than like the X-Men stuff. Even their like branded like safe stuff like Planet of the Apes and Aliens weren't doing so well. So it just was like, I
Mhm.
mean, what are they gonna do? But yeah,
Yeah. I totally forgot about that movie, The New Mutants.
yeah, yeah. Because it kind of sucks because like the director seems really happy with it. Just you know, it's been delayed so many times. It's like just fuck it. It's just a myth now. It's like the Snyder cut. I'll believe it
Oh,
when I
that
see it.
sucks. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up here. It was such a pleasure to have you on again. It's like really great to talk to a filmmaker. You know, this is gonna be part of like a 3-part series of people I interview from
Oh,
the
cool.
industry, and yeah, and I was really happy to have you on. So you got any last thoughts?
Thanks for having me, and, like, if you need anything or whatever, like, let me know. I'm excited to see, like, your projects and, like, what you come up with, and thanks for, like, inviting me on. I'm so sorry it was so delayed, but, like, I'm
Oh,
glad
no,
that
no,
we
no,
finally
thank
got to
you
do
for
this.
coming on, like, seriously. Just, like,
Yeah, this was
I'm,
fun.
like, shocked that you, like, agreed because, like, you thought, "Oh, this nerdy guy from Washington has nothing else to do." It's like, "Come on,
Oh my
I'm a
gosh,
rich person."
no.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it's always a pleasure to have you on, and maybe sometime we get to work on something in the future, but I'll
Yeah,
have a
for
good
sure.
resume by that point. So, anyway,
Very
thank you
good, dude.
guys for
I'm, like,
watching.
literally only a year older than you, so, like, don't
Nah,
even
you know,
worry
but
about it.
you've done, like you've done a lot of stuff. Come on, no worries. But hey, love to have you on again. It's always a pleasure, and thank you guys for watching. The 20 or 13 people that watch, I appreciate that, and have a good one. Goodbye.
See ya.